Hey everyone, Leticia here. Happy Friday. I hope you've all had a great week. It's been a very sunny and hot week here in Playa del Carmen. And I've been keeping busy. Some of you might have seen that I am also offering property management services these days. And that has been keeping me quite busy. And I've certainly had some learning experiences that I'm looking forward to sharing with you in a future video. But in the meantime, getting back to the real estate market here in Playa del Carmen, we have a competitive market and developers are coming up with some very interesting offers. And the developer and the projects I'll tell you about today, well, first of all, let's talk about the developer. The developer in question is a company called DK of Caribe, DK del Caribe in Spanish. They have 3 completed projects here in Playa, and in Tulum, they have 3 projects currently under construction. The projects that have been delivered in Playa, some of you who have come to Playa likely would have stayed at one of these projects. They're very beautiful boutique projects with luxury finishes. And since they already have a trajectory in the market, they've learned from their previous developments and they are upping the ante with these new developments. And they are also responding to the market demand, both in terms of affordability and in terms of the unit sizes and the unit types. So without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and tell you about these 2 projects. So if you've come to Playa del Carmen before, you know we have a whole walkable area of Playa del Carmen where you can be at the beach in 10 minutes. It's very pretty. You're surrounded by cafes, restaurants, you have access to gyms. We have a sports stadium, sports arena, which is where I'm going after this. So I'll keep this brief because there is a functional fitness class that I'd like to attend. Oh, we're having such a good time. Okay, mis amigos, I'm going to go ahead. So there are 2 projects I'll tell you about today. They're being launched at the same time. They are a little bit different one from the other because of the unit types. They are in close proximity. Both of them are very attractive locations. The first one is called DK40, which is the first one I'll tell you about. And my friends, because of the attractive pricing, the amazing locations, and the fact that the units are being delivered turnkey, these projects are selling very fast. And not to mention they are boutique buildings, about 20 units each, so they're going very fast. Okay, but I figured, better late than never. I better tell you about this project before they get sold out, mis amigos. Okay. If you have been to the Sasilha, this first project again is called DK40 because it's located on Calle 40 with Avenida 10. Let me see if the location should be here. But if you've been to Playa del Carmen, you know Avenida 10 is parallel to Fifth Avenue. You're just 1 block inland from the famous walkable Fifth Avenue, which is full of restaurants, cafes. It's a pedestrian-only street in Playa. And if you've been to Avenida 10 with Calle 42, you know there's a new Italian bakery shop called Francesca's. It's very popular with digital nomads. And my friends, up there, we have a building called Torre 10. So where Francesca is located. So this is where this new building will be, my friends. Let me see if I can make that a little bigger. Hopefully you guys are able to see the location. But you can see we're at a very, very prime location in Playa. That's the famous Fifth Avenue walkable, pedestrian-friendly street, pedestrian-only street. And then Avenida 10, yes, cars are allowed on Avenida 10, but it's all very walkable. And on the corner of Avenida 10 with Calle 42, that's where we have that gorgeous bakery, Francesca's. And on the corner of Calle 40th with Avenida 10, there are 2 lots that will be developed into this new building, my friends. And you can see we're 2 blocks away from the Chedraui Select supermarket. Well, 3 blocks away, technically, but very short blocks, I guess. Literally 2 blocks away. You're about a 5 to 6 minute walk to a very well equipped, large upscale supermarket that if you've been to Playa, all of you will know. I'll put a link in the description because I have a walk around. Okay, let's talk about the finishings, the amenities of this building, my friends. So this building, my friends, will consist only of 2 bedroom units, which is what the market has been asking for. And what we've been seeing in Playa, let me see if I can make this a little smaller now. Sorry, I got a little interrupted there. The market is asking for 2 bedrooms. My Canadian American clients often ask for 2 bedroom units. And up until now, a lot of the developers in this downtown walkable part of Playa, lately they've been delivering a lot of studio units, which serve a portion of the market. But when the market is asking for 2 bedrooms, it's about time that developers are responding to that demand. Now, I have spoken to you guys before, not too long ago, about what the standard 2 bedroom price is in Playa, in this walkable, desirable part of Playa. Generally, even for resale units, we're looking at about 300,000 K US. 300,000. No need for the K. Okay. And if it's a brand new standard size unit, which would be about 100 square meters or about 1,100 square feet, those in brand new buildings are now approaching 400K US. And so what this developer has done is they said, look, we understand people are looking for 2 bedrooms, but not everybody has the budget to go to $300,000-400,000. Let's see if we can maybe offer them a smaller floor plan with all the amazing amenities, the luxury touches, prime location, but that way we can keep it at a more affordable budget. Okay. In terms of the amenities of this particular building, as you can see, my friends, we're going to have a reception. There will be some underground parking, elevator, rooftop pool, jacuzzi on the rooftop. I think they'll have literally multiple jacuzzis, controlled access. What's beautiful about this building, my friends, is that they're going to have for the unit finishes, and I'll get into that shortly. They will have a choice for clients between black marble and white marble. It looks like the lobby area is being planned to be this very elegant black marble, which is a unique touch. I've not seen. Very few buildings in Playa are beginning to offer this. There's one other building that I'm aware of where they've done this black marble finish. I can't read the text, but I'll tell you more in a second. Yeah, the rooftop, the building will not have a gym, my friends, but literally a block away we have a brand new gym that opened, and a few more blocks away we have a long established gym in Playa, Evolve Fitness, where all the sexy people go. Oh my God, did I just say that? Okay, well, lots of beautiful people in Playa. If you've come to Playa, you'll know it's a very health conscious place. So definitely lots of people into fitness and healthy living. And that's kind of what the renders of the rooftop are like. There will be a good sized pool on the rooftop. And even the materials, one thing that this developer has learned through their various projects is that you need to have weatherproof materials. We have certain months of the year when we get more precipitation, not to mention just the sunshine, the nonstop sunshine. So the materials being used on the rooftop are going to be weather resistant materials. The material, even the pool, is a type of marble, my friends, which has proven to be very resistant. And can you imagine just having the luxury of that kind of pool? Gorgeousness. Okay, well, you can see there are plans for a rooftop bar. Not sure if that's being planned to be serviced or not. That will probably be at the discretion of the owners. The building will have what we call open management. So the owners have the choice as to whether they want to personally occupy the units, they want to rent them on a short-term, medium-term, long-term basis. They won't be forced into any kind of condo hotel management. That is an option with other buildings, but this developer prefers to, at least for this building, they're keeping it like that. And in terms of the floor plans, my friends, let's get into it. Again, we are looking at smaller 2 bedroom units. So we're talking 60 square meters, which in square feet, I'll tell you in a second. In the price list, by the way, they did put it in both. Yeah, in square feet, you're looking at 645 square feet. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a terrace. The second bathroom is always a nice touch. I often get requests from digital nomad couples. We have a lot of digital nomads coming here. And in the winter months, we have a lot of snowbirds. And listen, having the second bathroom is definitely a plus. Okay. The apartments will come with a complete kitchen. I'll get into the renders and the details of the kitchen in a second. But one very interesting thing is that they are delivering this units turnkey, my friends, fully furnished, equipped, literally move-in ready. Even the decor touches. It's a very competitive offering, if you ask me, and I'll get into the pricing shortly. Okay, that's kind of a 3D render of the floor plan. There is a window in this back bedroom towards the common area, the hallway, so at least you have some natural light coming in. And of course, this would be technically your master bedroom here at the front. You have a balcony that runs both to the master bedroom and the living room. I think it's a very functional floor plan. Okay, and then we have a slightly larger floor plan. This one about 71 square meters. I see these are the corner units. I'm sure these ones are going fast, but we'll see what's still available, my friends. This one is a total of 762 square feet, again with this wraparound balcony. I'm pretty sure most of the higher floor units are finito. They're already reserved because some of those higher floor units even had ocean views from the units. That being said, one update that's happening in Playa is that the local government is now allowing up to 7 floors plus the rooftop. Up until recently, the developers were only allowed to build 6 floors plus the rooftop. What can I say? I am feeling a little conflicted about this, but I think it was just a matter of time. Um, the cost of land is not getting any cheaper. Therefore, for developers to make money, of course, they're trying to maximize the number of units, and it was a matter of time. So this will be among the first buildings in Playa that will have the 7 floors. So obviously, a better views from the rooftop versus some of the neighbors. Again, it's a on the one side, yes, it's great for this owners, not so great for owners in existing buildings. That being said, listen, if anybody bought in Playa 5, 10 years ago, they've already made money through appreciation. They've already made money through rents. They've already enjoyed amazing views and so on. So, hey, leave it to the next guys, okay? Well, I'm just joking. But anyway, as mentioned, you have the option between this darker decor, very elegant, and or the white decor, the white marble that would be more traditional, you could say. Full size fridge in the units, microwave oven. Well, here you can see. And one nice thing that you don't find in old buildings, in fact, many buildings don't have them. I know in Canada and the US we take them for granted, but washer, dryer, and I'm talking clothes washer, dryer, having that in unit is definitely a plus from a rentability perspective. Tenants often like that. Even though after 5 years, almost 5 years of living in Mexico, I have gotten used to taking my clothes to the local lavanderia and they return them to me the next day fully folded, washed, perfumed. Well, I'm kidding about the perfume. I give them my own non-fragrant detergent. You have that option. But anyway, what about just doing your own laundry at home, as most of us coming from places like Canada and the US are used to, okay? And as you can see, full-size fridge, which is also nice. In some of the buildings, especially studio buildings, developers, in my opinion, make the mistakes of putting in the small bar fridges. Again, if your plan is to have a building strictly for vacational rentals, I suppose that could work. But that's one of the biggest pet peeves I see with tenants. Tenants, especially the digital nomads that are staying for a few months, they like to have a proper fridge in the unit, okay? Some of the views, you saw the outside of the building with these wavy balconies. I think that's a cool look. They did copy another building in Playa that I'm not going to name, which is also beautiful. Ha ha ha. So again, you have the option between the white decor or the white, well, not decor, but rather the white finishes versus the black finishes. Definitely a matter of taste. I can't tell you, but I think both are beautiful. Yeah, it's really a matter of taste, and that's one nice thing about this developer. They are open to small modifications. They're a very customer friendly developer. Okay, based on what I heard from some of my colleagues, by the time I came to Playa, their existing buildings were already mostly sold out. They did sell very well in pre-construction. So and in the last couple of years, they've been mostly developing in Tulum, and now they're coming back to Playa with these two developments. So very exciting! Yay! Okay. Again, you can see that the two types of finishes, and look how elegant this is gonna be. Gorgeous, my friends. It's here. I'm looking forward to seeing this building. One thing, okay, so again, showing you the two different possibilities. I'm sure both will be beautiful. I honestly like the black. I find is very elegant, but the light may make the unit look larger. It looks like the kitchen is still being planned to be black, but at least the floors, you have a trace of the floors. Okay, again, more of the possible decor. They're saying guaranteed capital appreciation. Well, to use the word guarantee, I think would be, I think that would be a strong word to use. We do know that there has been appreciation in the Playa market in the last few years. Sorry, I stopped sharing completely. I meant to, okay, I've already showed you guys, just in the interest of time, what do I want to go to? Mm, I have a video, but I'm not going to play videos because they usually have copyright sounds on them. Listen, I already showed you what this looks like. I'm going to show you, I'm going to go straight into the pricing because I think this is something where, sorry, I'm going to have to reshare my screen. Yeah, stay tuned. 1 second, my friends. Okay. Yeah, they have really come in very competitive with the pricing for this project. Stay tuned. Okay, as you can see, my friends, sorry to tell you, but a lot of the units have already been reserved because it is a very competitive offering in the marketplace to have turnkey units at this price point. So yeah, long story short, you're looking at about 250K for these two-bedroom units, my friends, at an extremely prime location in Playa, very desirable neighborhood. That neighborhood is called Sasilha. Muy bonito, very beautiful, very walkable. You're a 10-minute maximum walking distance to the beach. You're 1 block away from the famous Calle 38. That is this gorgeous street we have in Playa that is lined by old growth trees and full of bohemian restaurants. Es un amor. It's easy to fall in love with Playa, with this location. And as you can see, my friends, pricing, very competitive pricing. Of course, you are sacrificing a bit in terms of the unit size. If a client has the budget to be able to afford mm, the larger unit sizes and you want to get a larger two-bedroom, of course, we have those on the market as well. What this developer is trying to do is basically offer more affordable two-bedroom units for clients that are looking to spend, in the 250K price range. And as you can see, the lowest price point available, it is 3017. Now, oftentimes when you see 3017, that means a 30% down payment is required and 70% would be on delivery. That's not the case here. What they're doing instead is, I just want to clarify that the best pricing is available if you're doing a 30% down payment and then you are paying the remaining 70% with 12 consecutive monthly payments. So you essentially have to pay off your unit in a year. Obviously, that won't work for everybody. The least cash heavy option that they offer is where you do a 30% down payment, 20% during construction, and 50% on delivery. That 50% could potentially come from a mortgage. We have an increasing number of options for mortgages for foreign buyers, Canadians, Americans, and other international buyers. Feel free to reach out to me and I'll be happy to share more. Of course, if you have access to financing in your home country via a HELOC, home equity line of credit, or even a line of credit, sometimes that could be your best option in terms of the interest rates. But it's good to know that we do have local options as well, okay, and some American lenders as well. So with that said, again, that's it about this project. Oh my God, oh, it's already 6:30. But I will go ahead and tell you about the other one. For those of you who are curious, the other project is in the same neighborhood. Let me see if I'm still sharing. I'm a little confused. Am I still sharing? Am I still sharing? No. My goodness, what happened there? I hope I was still sharing at least the price point. All right. I'll go as quickly as possible, my friends, okay? Their next project is in the same neighborhood. One thing I forgot to share would be when the delivery is, and they told me, but I want to say not before 2027, okay? For the previous project. I will look it up and put it in the comments because I'm in a bit of a hurry. Let's tell you, okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell you about this new project, also from the same developer. This is, they call this DK44. This project consists of junior one-bedroom units, similar look, very elegant, boutique building. Look at this. The aesthetic of this is similar to their existing buildings in Playa, although again, I see they're opting for this distinctive black decor. It's very unique. We don't have many buildings in Playa. There's one building I can think of that is black and gold. So, and that building is very desirable, very beautiful. And look at this. Look at this gorgeousness. Okay, boutique building. Again, this developer, at least here in Playa, well, what can I say? Lots in Playa are not very large. The the building that I just told you about, they're building on 2 lots. In this case, I think it's really just 1 lot. Look at the location of this one, my friends. How amazing. We're going to be on Calle 44. So again, the very desirable Sasilha neighborhood between 5th Avenue and Avenida 10. Menese Condos, they are, well, you could say they're a competitor to BK. They have a lot of gorgeous buildings in this neighborhood. So it's a super desirable neighborhood. We're in between two different beach accesses. At the bottom of Avenida CTM, we have Coco Beach. That's a pet-friendly beach for all the pet lovers, dog owners out there. And then we have beach access here at Playa 38. Over here is a new beach access, a Blue Flag Beach, where they have showers and facilities. Everything is just amazing, my friends. The location is amazing. Again, we spoke about the pedestrian only 5th Avenue. Anybody who's been to Playa, we have so many cafes, restaurants. A Starbucks, my friends, not, you may not care about that, but it says something about a market when Starbucks opens multiple locations at the same time. They opened one at the corner of Calle 42. So it's right here, corner of Calle 42 with 5th, a new Starbucks open. We also have the local version of Starbucks called Acacao, and that's also literally on this half a block here. So multiple places for co-working. It's just, and oh my God, it's just amazing. We have multiple cafes in this neighborhood that digital nomads can work out of, and super walkable, tranquil, beautiful neighborhood. And as you can see, this building is planned to have a co-working area, also going to have some underground parking. It will have a small gym. Again, if somebody's here on a short-term stay, that small gym may be sufficient. If you're here for a multi-month stay, then you can easily use one of the many gyms we have available in Playa. Okay. Again, for the common areas, I see they're going for the same elegant black and gold look. Okay, sorry guys, I'm so excited because these are just really gorgeous buildings. That's why I was excited to tell you. I think they're going to be a beautiful addition to the Playa real estate market. Another render of the co-working area. I mean, these are, if you ask me, these are buildings of the future. I mean, look at this gorgeousness. You've got an inner garden. The lifestyle is just amazing. And wait till I show you the prices for this ones. You're gonna faint. No, I'm joking, but it's really unbelievable. Okay. In this case, we're definitely gonna have sea views from the rooftop because we're very close to the water. We're about 2.5 short blocks from the beach, my friends. This building is also planned to have a rooftop bar. Very cool design. Yeah, and again, they are being allowed to build up to 7 floors plus the rooftop, so it will be one of the tallest buildings in this neighborhood, at least for the time being. So you're gonna be first to market from that perspective. Okay, pretty ample rooftop. Looks like, oh yeah, this is a building where they're gonna have 4 jacuzzis on the rooftop in addition to the pool. So if you have friends over and you don't want to be in the pool, you can have you and your friends in one of the jacuzzis and just have a lot of privacy. The Bali, I think those are called Bali beds. Very cute, very desirable. We have another building, at least one other building in Playa that has those types of beds, and definitely I see people taking advantage of them. The Shore building comes to mind. It's in the same neighborhood. Very beautiful and desirable. Okay, so moving on. Once again, these are what we call junior 1-bedroom units, my friends. And what that means is you have a sliding glass separation between the bedroom area and the living area. As you can see, in the case of this particular floor plan, you walk in, you've got your kitchen on the right, sitting living area, and then you have sliding glass separation to the bedroom, and then you've got your balcony here. All the units have balconies. There is even a soaker tub. This is a unique feature. Not many units in Playa offer that. Most units in Playa just have showers. So that's a nice unique feature that this developer has decided to put in. It could be helpful for people that have kids and they need to bathe the babies. Okay. You can see they made full use of the space by having, that's the 3D render of the same unit. They put closets around the TV area. And in this building, my friends, also you also have the option, and again, also being delivered fully furnished turnkey. Okay, amazing, amazing, amazing. And you also have the choice between white and black marble. Okay, that sliding glass door, it's a French style door, so it allows light to come through, but it will come with this opaque curtains that allow for privacy and darkness if you need it. Okay, now because of the unit sizes here, I think they would be just fine for a solo digital nomad, solo traveler. They could work for a shorter term stay for a digital nomad couple, for example. I have had clients stay in this developer's other buildings in the neighborhood. In their other buildings, what they had done is that they had put a solid wall here, and then they realized that maybe that wasn't the best idea because the living room then had very little natural light. They had allowed for like a small window leading to the hallway, but ultimately it was not a lot of natural light. And that's why this time around they decided, look, we're gonna, instead of having a solid wall, we're gonna have this sliding glass, like French style doors that during the day can allow natural light to come in. So I think that was a good call. And again, I'm gonna kind of speed it up, my friends. You have the choice between black and white decor. Both are just gorgeous. The marble, and as you can see, there is a plan for the accent wall there to be in marble as well. How gorgeous is that, my friends? Not a surprise that this project as well has been selling very well. Okay, they you can reserve a unit, I forgot to tell you, with as little as $1,000. Okay, refundable for 2 weeks. We can talk about that. And then if you like what you see, within 2 weeks you would be expected to put down the down payment, and then you get on whichever payment plan you're wanting. Okay, I'm gonna just hurry up because I do want to make it to some of the exercise class. Black versus white marble, I mean, they're both so gorgeous. I don't know, it's a tough choice. And look, you have a soaker tub in the bathroom. Ah, amazing, amazing. Yeah, so this particular building is called DK44 Deluxe. All their buildings are called DK because that's the developer's name. Okay, I'm gonna go straight to the price list really quick. I'm not gonna stop sharing. I'm just gonna go straight to the price list so I can show you the prices for this one, and we'll leave it at that, my friends. I'll put my contact info there if you are curious about this amazing buildings or other buildings in Playa or the Riviera Maya. I am here. Okay. And for these two projects, by the way, the developer is offering prices either in pesos or US dollars. If you're Canadian, for example, you can see what's better for you in terms of the exchange rate. I don't know what they took the dollar at, but whatever pricing works for you. But I think most international buyers can relate better to USD prices. So look, my friends, look at this. You could get into one of these gorgeous units for as little as 165K US. That's if you are in a position to put down. Oh, I think this is wrong. I think they meant to say 30. That looks like an 80, but it's actually 3070. I don't know who typed it as an 80. Okay, so yeah, if you're able to pay it off within a year, you could get in for as little as 165K into one of these units, my friends. Otherwise, if you want to take your time paying it, you're looking at a starting price point of 181K US. I can tell you, my friends, this is a very competitive price point. You can see the unit sizes, they actually put them in square feet. So that unit is 475 square feet. They go up to a larger unit size of 525, but I see most of those have been reserved. So as of now, as it looks, we have mostly the 475 square feet units left. Very boutique building. I think it's less than 20 units. So of course, they're getting reserved. Turnkey unit, amazing location, developer with a track record of delivery. Hard to beat, honestly. They have outdone themselves. So I had to tell you about this. I was very excited, really impressed with their offering. Good job to this developer. And thank you, my friends, for watching. And if you want to get in touch and you may be interested, oh, thank you. Oh, my friend, thank you. Yes, it is. And somebody else said something. I don't know what they said. Something. I'm not sure. But hey, there's my contact info. If you'd like to get in touch, I would be happy to hear from you. WhatsApp is probably the best and fastest way to reach me, or email. And if you message me on Facebook, I will take a few days to respond. I apologize for that. I can sometimes get overwhelmed with the messages. Thank you, everyone, again for tuning in. Much love to all of you. Have a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you all soon.